Guys, your environment is the reason you are who you are, right? So let's look deeper into this. What is your environment, right? Most people think that your environment is just like your surroundings, but I think it's more than that, right? So your music, I guess it is your surroundings, but like music is your environment because it shapes your thoughts and you're your thoughts. Remember, whatever whatever you're thinking is what you're gonna do. You can never do something without thinking about it first, right? And then social media, that's your environment. So anything that's on your phone is your environment. So to make it a lot more simpler, anything in your surroundings that you can experience with your five senses is your environment. And the five senses are, of course, like what you can taste, what you can hear, what you can see, and what you cannot touch and like feel, right? So, given that that's what your environment is, it is very, 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 very important, right? And I can't emphasize this more, that you're in control of your environment. Because, right, since your thoughts, right, you don't get to choose what you think, that just happens. So I'll give you an example, right? If we get if you get a friend of yours, right, and you bring them into your life, right? Whatever questions and statements they're talking to you about, that's what you have to respond to. You possibly couldn't respond to anything else, right? So, for example, I'm gonna use an imaginary character. Let's say John comes into my circle. I don't control what John says. If John is like, "Hey, let's go make money," then what that creates, it creates an environment where like we're gonna be trying to get money. But if John is a goofball, like 90% of the world, then what happens is that you get bad ideas. So maybe John is like, let's go to a strip club. Now you have to enter towards that. Like, oh no, I don't want to go to a strip club, right? Or, yes, I want to go to a strip club, right? So your environment controls you, right? And the only way that you can control your own thoughts is by controlling your environment. Since I can't control my thoughts, I can control whether I allow John in my environment or not, right? And this goes a lot deeper than you would imagine. So that also means the same thing with your music, right? So if you get music, right? Let's say you listen to rap, right? I myself listen to rap, so I want to use that as an example, right? And whatever type of rap I listen to, those are the thoughts I'm gonna be getting, right? So if I listen to, let's say, like Kendrick Lamar, then I'm going to get Kendrick Lamar thoughts and life scenarios and whatever questions he's asking and statements he's making transform my thoughts. That's true. If I get Doja Cat, they're not gonna be the same thoughts as when I was listening to Kendrick Lamar. These ones are gonna be more feminine, maybe more completely different, more lusting or whatsoever, because that's what they're playing on, right? They're playing on lust. And if you listen to, like, I don't know, church music, then you're gonna see that your thoughts are more resonated with what exactly what the songs want you to think, which is more like, something about God, da da da, right? So that's that. So since you get to control your music, that means you should be very, very careful to what type of music that you listen to. This is true with also like videos, right? Like what type of videos do you watch on YouTube? Right now, if you're watching this, you're probably into self-improvement, and it's a good sign that I'm influencing your thoughts into thinking about the environment, right? So you can't watch this video and possibly think about anything else, because every time I'm talking, I'm introducing a new idea into your brain, and your brain either has to say, yes, that's a good idea, or no, that's not a good idea, right? So since we have a little bit of a better understanding that your environment controls you, right? I want you to go in the comments right now, and I want you to write down one thing that you would like to control in your environment, right? So whether you're like, I would like to control my friends of group, I would like to control my social media, I would like to control my YouTube consumption, or whatsoever, right? It's gonna change you in a dramatic way, right? So what this brings us down to is that social media, right, isn't necessarily bad, right? social media is not bad. And here's why social media is not bad. Because you get to allow who comes onto your social media. So I see a lot of people that that have I don't know, Facebook for example, and they're like, oh, Facebook is toxic. I can't go on Facebook without seeing this and that and the hate. There's bullying, there's this, right? Which is true that all those stuff are happening, but they're not happening to everyone. People have different accounts, right? So some people accounts are talking strictly about meditation, and I don't think there's gonna be a lot of drama with that, right? If somebody only follows meditation apps. Some of them are just like a regular account where they have toxic people into their environment, and then they experience toxicity, and then they're like, oh, Facebook is such a toxic app. It's not. It's you who have friends that are very toxic that make your Facebook toxic. So be careful on who you follow on Facebook, right? Have a reason why you follow them, right? I know people just follow people just because they're their friends. You can do that. But just know that you're risking that person changing you, right? Because they're gonna post things that's gonna provoke your thoughts and change your thoughts. So pretty much those are the two key points that I wanted to get to. And just to summarize so that we all understand what's going on, is that your environment, right? Is that your environment controls who you are, right? So you have thoughts, right? But you don't get to choose your thoughts, right? I can't possibly think what I'm going to think next. I couldn't, right? It kind of just happens, right? But I get to choose whatever environment that get to provoke my thoughts. If I'm hanging around billionaires, then I'm gonna be thinking of billionaire ideas. If I'm hanging around average people, then I'm gonna think of average ideas. If I'm hanging around doctors, then I'm gonna think of doctor ideas. So just really think about it, see who you want to become, right? So whether you want to become a billionaire, a millionaire, financially free, and it doesn't have to be money related. It could also be spiritual related. I want to be Christian, Buddhist, whatever. And then invite those people into your circle, the people that you want to invite into your circle. And I can't emphasize this enough. If anyone doesn't qualify to be within your circle, right? Because you have a small circle, you have a small attention that you can give to people, right? Kick them out of your circle. Don't be scared to say no, right? You have the right to allow someone into your circle or not. And I've seen a lot of people that their biggest worries or their hardest thing to do is to reject people and tell them, no, I don't want you to be my friend. Or no, I don't want to do this. Don't be scared to say that, because that's them trying to shape you up. That's your environment, because them